Hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. If you happen to be excited about improving your leadership, stop. Don't go any further. Hey, I'm your girl, Bridget Brown Jackson, and I want to share a few tips with you about moving your leadership. All right. All right. So it's Women's History Month, and I am dropping 2 tips every day for the entire month about leadership. Okay. And what we've been talking about, we've been doing a tip of the day about self awareness as a leader. All right. Well, maybe you don't know who I am. So let me slow down. Let me back up. All right. My name is Bridget Brown Jackson. I am the founder of Exponential Edge Adventures. I help female executives increase their profits, build strong, effective teams, and make sure they execute on their mission and their vision, right? That's what I love doing. Why? Because I'm a behavioral wealth strategist. I believe that there is wealth in your behavior. All right. And I got the t-shirt to prove it. Listen, listen, listen. I got my t-shirt on today. Leaders are self-aware, is what my shirt says, right? Sometimes I wear this out in public just to get people to understand. An influential leader is very, very self-aware. So, this is what we're going to talk about today. Influential leaders recognize that self awareness is not about you. It is not about you, but it's about the impact that you make on other people. All right. You are a leader because you have the potential to impact on other people. So, I'm going to give you 2 tips. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Tip number 1, build strong relationships with your teams. Now, on yesterday and several days throughout the month already, we've been talking about the culture. So you want to build a strong, effective team, okay? And in order to build that strong, effective team, you got to make sure that you are being effective and you are building relationships. Y'all hear me? Relational capacity is my language. I love talking about relational capacity because I've been able to do it, right? And so you want to recognize how your actions affect other people. You want to practice empathy. You want to practice active listening. We talked about that yesterday. So you want to make sure you're building upon, again, the relational capacity in the culture, in the organization, in the business that you are leading. Okay. Now, you've heard me say this before that I am a certified disc instructor. And so if you've never heard of disc, it's basically a personality profile. And it really doesn't do your personality. If I'm really, really honest, it measures your behavior, tendencies, and your preferences. Okay. And so you have the D, which is the decisive type person. You got the I, which is the interactive type person. You got the S, which is the stabilizing type, and you have the C, which is the cautious type, right? So I want you to practice empathy, understanding the other dynamic types. Why am I saying that? Because you want to be an authentic leader. That's tip number 2. I am authentic in the skin that I am. I am very interactive. So, in other words, I have a preference for people. If you happen to be decisive or the D, you have a preference for solving problems. If you are S type, you lean towards that, then you have a preference for making the environment conducive to a slower pace, right? If you happen to be that C, that cautious type, then you have the preference of being and leaning towards protocol systems, other people's rules, right? So you want to be that authentic leader, right? And so if you understand how you are wired, if you understand what your behavior preference is, then you can get down to the nitty gritty of acknowledging your own biases, your limitations. Because again, I'm all about the people. So sometimes I don't move fast enough in the results area, or I didn't used to until I stacked the deck. We have to talk about that in another episode, okay? Because we're coming up on our time. Got 30 seconds. So you want to understand your biases and your limitations. You want to create a culture that's inclusive, okay? And respectful and very authentic, where people can be authentic. And so if you have that stabilizing person, then nurture them in their behavior tendency. If you are surrounded by, especially a lot of, I have a client that almost her whole team are stabilizing. So that means they're going to be slow moving. So she doesn't have a whole lot of executors, even though they do get stuff done, if that makes sense. So she needs to make sure she gets a pilot or what I call the D, we call that the pilot, get them involved. Okay. So again, we'll unpack more about the DISC assessment later. But again, I just wanted you, again, for day number 19, to recognize if you are going to be an influential leader, then it's not about you, it's how you impact other people. So one, be that authentic leader so that you can bring out the authenticity of your team. All right, I hope these things have been very, very helpful to you. Again, my name is Bridget Brown Jackson. I am the founder of Exponential Edge Adventures. Organizations pay me to help them build talent, stop that staff attrition that might be happening, and you're losing people like crazy, as well as I help them optimize productivity. Now, who do you know? I take recommendations. Alrighty, bye. I will see you all tomorrow on the next day where we talk about self-awareness. Bye.